my God, they just saw that on live. You just had a
God,
dropped on live TV. Oh my God. You just got dropped on live TV. How did that even feel?
What?
This is the craziest start to a live broadcast ever.
You really think people are watching on YouTube?
This is crazy. Crazy. Nah. Sorry about that.
Checking.
What are you checking?
Just checking my microphone. Check.
Oh my God.
Use some more masking tape to put our podcast light. Hey everybody, welcome to my live portion.
My live.
Because
we're both on here, so it's our live.
Chris is back from his surf vacation. Can you?
It was not a vacation.
Believe it. We're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. Hold on, you guys.
What?
Can hold on.
Can you hold on? Yeah.
Can you hold on?
Yeah, you can.
We got things to talk about.
Are you ready for me to go to start the podcast?
Okay, go.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. This is another episode of the world famous, the greatest, the only weekly action sports podcast, the Monday M.A.S.S. I'm Chris Coté.
You're fucking fried. You need to bring.
You're fried.
You need to bring the energy level.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny that you mentioned that.
Dude, fire,
One of our
crank,
sponsors is
crank a Machu Picchu and bring the energy. Welcome everybody. Today is June
Sounds like you've been
11th.
huffing Machu Picchu.
I have been. Is it June 11th? It's June 10th. Is it 11th or 10th?
You're
I
talking
think
me
it's the
on
11th.
Friday? You don't even know what date it is, bro.
I live a lifestyle that doesn't require me to follow a calendar.
You live a questionable
Today is a day in June, not the 15th. It's somewhere between the 1st and the 15th of June.
11th.
June 11th, and we are here. It is a Tuesday. Chris just got back from El Salvador. He has been
Last
on
night.
an absolute contest rip roar for the past 3.5 weeks, and he is here with us, and he is going to bring the energy levels up just a little bit because we need it. So before we get into the stop.
Fixing you.
Okay. Before we get into this
You're
podcast,
uncomfortable.
we're going to do what's called the
World
opening
famous.
ad block. And I'm
The
going to do
world
this
famous
because,
ad block.
okay, it's world famous. But you don't have the energy to do it, so I'm going to rip through it.
Well, I can help you with it.
The Monday M.A.S.S is brought to you by our proud sponsors, Spy Optics. Spy Optics with the Happy Lens technology. Well, guess what? You having a shitty day? Throw on some Happy Lenses, look outside, kabam! It's like mood-correcting drugs for your eyes.
Very proud,
Suddenly, everything is wonderful. Spy Optics, there's a code. If you guys want to buy some goggles for next year or buy some glasses for chilling on the
Well,
beach,
no
you
one's buying
can
goggles
go
right now.
to the Spy website and enter Monday M.A.S.S at checkout for 20% off. I believe. I might be wrong. The only way you're going to find out is by trying to enter that code and getting shut down. And by Sunbum. We don't care. Well, we also don't care if you wear sunscreen because I don't want to tell you what to do. There's too
No,
many
we
people
do
telling
care
you.
if you wear sunscreen.
No, I personally don't care if you wear
But
sunscreen.
you're sponsored by
They
a
care.
brand that
They
cares,
care.
therefore you should care.
Sunbum doesn't care what kind of sunscreen you use. I don't give a shit if you use sunscreen at all, to be completely honest with you. But sunscreen.
Well, why don't you be a team player?
Sunbum seems to be invested in not giving you a sunburn. So,
Sunbum. It's the best
Sunbum, it is
ever.
the best sunblock you can possibly get.
I'm gonna put it
Truly is the sunblock with the most marketing dollars behind their campaign towards young people.
They're the best sunblock.
So use Sunbum or use whatever, but they would
Smell
prefer.
it. Smell it.
They
Doesn't
would
that-
prefer-
It smells like summer.
Taste it. I bet you won't taste it.
Tastes fine.
If you don't use Sunbum, use something else, but you know, you're just battling Mother Nature.
Look, I got it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm putting my sunblock where my mouth.
Speaking of putting your money where your mouth is, get ready for a sensational taste in your mouth. This is Ba-chan's Japanese barbecue sauce made by some people up there in Sebastopol, California. They have a new flavor out. It's called a Hella Hot. And if
And
you,
trust us, it's hot.
if you don't believe this shit burns, put it in your eyes. Okay?
Wait, you know what's crazy? That was only 1 week ago.
What?
That we did a podcast.
Oh yeah,
Proper.
I just wrote that one off because I didn't feel like you were putting any effort into that.
That was
last
one of
week
our
either.
best ones of the year.
Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce, hella hot, available right now at Target specifically. If you don't have a Target in your town, well, you're probably living in a flyover
Do you
town.
have a Target card?
No, do you have one?
No.
Machu Picchu Energy at Machu Picchu on Instagram.
Cheers.
Chris is going to fire one down right now, and he's going to bring the energy to 11 here for the rest of this podcast. I
9.
just came from Panic and Coffee and Tea. That is why my energy level is already freaking peaking at about a 9.5.
What was your drink today?
Double ice mocha, but I feel like they went a little deep on the
On the double portion.
on the double portion.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the opening ad block for this podcast. We're gonna get right into surf news, brought to you by Hansen Surfboards here in Encinitas. Chris Coté, you just got back from the WSL Big Surf Meet in El Salvador.
Oh, we going into surf news?
Why, did you have other stuff you wanted to talk about?
No.
Do you have any shows or anything?
No.
That's all the other stuff's all the mid end.
That's the mid.
Okay.
Not mid.
Not mid.
Mid show.
I'm kind of bummed that like kids have taken over the word mid. Like I can't even just say middle. Like I can't abbreviate
Like
middle.
mid Earth.
It's just mid. Yeah, mid Earth.
Mid Earth in Lord of the Rings.
Mid Earth.
Surf news is brought to you by Sunbum.
I just said it was brought to you by Hansen Surfboards.
Well, it's let's double dip that. Sunbum is available at Hansen Surfboards. You can get it online there as well. Surf City El Salvador Pro was, in my opinion, the most fun event of the year to watch. What do you think about that?
I think that we need more matchups between Yago Dora and John Florence and Griffin Colapinto and Italo Ferreira
And Gabriel Medina.
and Gabriel Medina. Like I just want to see.
Crosby
I
Colapinto.
want to see people be able to push and do tricks. I like tricks. Barrels are cool, but I want to see tricks.
I think overall, to have these two events back to back, you got Tahiti, which is, like you said,
This is such a mistake.
super gnarly barrels all day, death-defying waves, and then you've got El Salvador, Surf City El Salvador Pro at Punta Roca, and it's relatable, fun, it's warm, the wave's not trying to kill you, you can do airs, you can do carves, and the event went opening day of the window straight through, which is pretty rare. And I feel like when an event goes straight through like that, it builds you build momentum as a surfer, as a commentator, as a fan. It's awesome.
I liked. There's a couple things.
Give me your takeaways.
Okay, my takeaways were, I like the action. I like the bouncing around action.
Mhm.
I think that Griffin Colapinto had a bullshit call pulled on him. I think that was
The interference.
The interference, in
Yeah.
my opinion, was a complete load of horse shit.
Yeah.
Um,
To me, that's like the most like on the edge, sus yet legal
that's like
contest tactic.
That's
which
like,
is
or
lame.
like when you're surfing at your local break and some dude just like, he's trying to be passive aggressive and oh bro, I was just trying to paddle out. Like,
No, it's a total soccer thing.
Yeah,
you know, when
dude.
somebody in soccer gets like, they go like this, and the guy goes
Yeah.
It's like, you knew what you were doing, and you could see Griff turn around and literally he was trying to duck that and get out of the way.
Yeah.
And you put your hands up, and like,
Unbelievable.
look, Zhao is an amazing surfer. He's a nice guy, but
Competition
that
brings
was-
out the absolute worst in humans. I feel like.
But what I liked is he did say in the post-game interview, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." So,
He was
copped to it.
admitting that he was playing the game.
Yeah, he copped to it.
But
I respect that.
I think that contests can bring out such amazing performances, but contests also enhance personality traits that maybe
You're like Chandler from North Shore.
I am.
You remember the North Shore quote Chandler said?
What do you think?
Competition brings out the competitive animal in all of us, and he was super against it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You're talking like it.
See, I
I like it.
My favorite surf movie is Surf's Up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's some serious tactics and competitive animals literally in that movie.
Like at Big Z, I mean, I follow the teachings of Big Z.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So anyway, so I think
So that
was one takeaway.
One little down.
Another takeaway I had, and this, I feel like the final heat with John and lack of waves. When there's a lack of waves like that, it makes it more exciting to me. Like when a set does come through, because
There was like 20 waves in there.
yeah, but it seemed like it wasn't a very action-packed heat. There was a lot of sitting around.
John had 2 8s and Yago had
Yeah.
9 7.
I'm not arguing the fact that they didn't.
You're liking it.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that there's not a ton of waves coming through. So when the sets did come through, it was like
Build up.
You were taking a run like you were in skating or in snowboarding. It wasn't like you don't get like 15 chances to do it.
Yeah.
It was like you have 2 runs, best of 2, go.
Yeah.
I thought that was freaking awesome.
I think I agree with all the things you just said. And I think the women went off again. I think there's starting to be a shake-up.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about Katie and Molly all year.
I think
now
Katie.
it's like
I think
things are
Katie had
switching
a
up.
Katie had a turn that was way underscored. Way underscored.
Right. I know the turn you're talking about.
I feel like Katie had a one, like just with that turn alone, that wave was like a 7.5.
Okay.
And then then she did more down the line, but I feel like that.
No, it was the ender.
Right.
But I agree with you.
I'm saying like there was more. I don't know. I just kind of feel like she got.
I think I was in the booth for that one, and I was hyping that turn up and scored in. It wasn't enough to where it was like blatant, but it was a sick turn.
I don't know. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't,
What were your favorite things that you said during the broadcast?
Well, thank you. Enough about these pro surfers. Let's talk about me. I think this was my best event ever.
You do?
I think there's been an internal conversation and directive from the WSL, basically saying, look, surfers are watching this. Let's just like lean into it a little bit more and just talk to surfers, right? It's probably been pretty clear throughout the year. It's a little bit looser. It's a little bit more fun, and it's just better.
Dude, you and Mitchell are like really good together.
He's gotta be he's my favorite.
Mitchell is
he's my favorite
freaking
guy to work with.
awesome.
We have so much fun. I love Mitchell.
Yeah. We should have Mitchell be like our Latin reporter.
No, I'm not. Mitchell has so he does the lineup with Dave Proden.
Yeah.
And I've been saying he needs to invite myself or you or both of us on. Until he invites us on, he's not coming.
Okay, well, all right.
It's a standoff, Mitchell and Dave.
Take that.
Okay, so you know me, I like to go and after the day of talking in the booth, I just get in all the message boards, comment rooms, and see what the pricks have been talking about. Because
Why do you do that to yourself?
Overwhelmingly positive on the internet. Christian Bowcut of Stab.
Oh wait. So you actually went on Stab?
I went Beach Grit, Stab.
Oh my god.
Surfer, Inertia, Instagram.
Do you hang yourself
else?
by your nipples at night too?
Not even. It doesn't bother me at
Really?
all. It doesn't bother me.
But you're going and looking for it.
I just want to see what people are saying.
Okay.
So Christian Bowcut at Stab did a great write-up. He asked me some questions. Here's one thing that he wrote that was pretty cool. This is a quote. Zhao put up an honorable helmet-clad fight, but as Coté said, Zhao was tied to the train tracks and the Medina locomotive was coming right at him.
Wow.
So that was a good one. And then I got cited as having the one-liner of the day, or the event. Gabriel Medina does meat and potatoes surfing, but the meat is filet mignon and the potatoes are artisan potatoes flown in from Belgium. And he said, Chris Coté was on fire today. And even Beach Grit got in on the positivity.
What did Beach Grit say?
JP Curie, who I don't think likes me or has not liked me for a long time.
Is this gonna change your mind?
No.
Okay.
He says, and you're gonna actually be interested in this. This is and this is in the context of a longer article. And what do you make of the deep dive into the history of skateboard culture as led by Chris Coté and Kaipo Guerrero? It seemed a calculated and slightly desperate attempt to assimilate surf and skate tricks, which Coté has long been a proponent of. We learned from Kaipo the origin story of both indie grabs and varials, among other things. I can only presume that Kaipo bears the mark of the last person who spoke with him, and as such, Chris Coté has been the prominent yap in his ear in El Salvador. I can take it or leave it, but I broadly agree about spin conventions.
I don't understand what any of that means, but why wouldn't you, if surfers are going to start to do tricks and mimic what is happening on a skateboard, why wouldn't you pay homage to
Yeah.
where they came from.
I think he's senior, but I broadly agree about spin conventions, meaning the 540, 360 conversation
See,
he's into.
spin conventions is what I call the parking lots at dead shows.
Oh, because they're spinning around.
It's twirling.
Anyway,
I think
so
your dog just like did the longest fart.
I hope so.
Dude.
So another
What is going? Why do you have the ringer
Because-
on your phone? I do not understand how you do that. Do you do that in the broadcast?
no, my girlfriend has an emergency bypass.
Put that right there. She's
What?
having an emergency bypass right now?
No. You know, like when like you put your phone on silent, but only a
Jesus
handful
Christ.
of people.
I
Like
was
the
gonna
kids
say.
can text
I
you.
was gonna say, if your girlfriend's having an emergency bypass,
No.
you are vastly fucked up in your priorities.
Anyway, so overall the feedback was great, and I loved that we did get to talk about skateboarding because Yago was doing skate tricks.
Yago Dora
Yeah,
to me is like
the most exciting surfer.
he's like
on tour right now.
the Jimmy Wilkins of surfing.
Yeah.
He's
Great,
spindly.
it's a great
He's very long-limbed.
long-limbed.
Limbed.
Limited. He's
He-
not limited.
He does like when I'm a big fan of when he does straight airs because his arms are so long
Yeah.
that he goes tuck me on everything. You know, it's not just like throw it up in the air and grab. Like he can grab around.
Well, he was doing different grab variations too, because, you know, he did UND back 5.
Mm-hmm.
He did
And the varial.
a varial. I think he had.
He
There was a lot of different cool grabs. I saw a stale front 3.
Yeah.
by
No,
Hugh.
he's very comfortable being like there's people in all the different sports, whether it's skating, surfing, or snowboarding. I'm sure it applies to stick and ball shit too.
Yeah.
And like, you can tell when people's like their perception is different than you and I, and everything is slowed down. And like I said, like you know, with like a guy like Jimmy Wilkins, or you know, or with Yago, or with you know, there's been some snowboarders over the years that are like this too. You can see when there's that time is somehow running on a different clock for them. So
Right.
there's a lot of time for them to grab and like accentuate things.
Like things
and
go in slow motion.
Nothing is rushed for them.
Yeah, and I will say airs are pretty much my favorite, but there was a combo that John did. I want to say in the heat before the quarters, or whatever I think his second heat or whatever it was. He needed a score. He got a medium wave. He did a 3-turn combo that was the best combination of surfing I saw the entire week. It was so fast and so powerful, and it was like it came out of nowhere. And it was John going into, so John in 5th gear, and he's doing great. And then he realizes he needs this score. He gets this wave, and he goes to like 8th gear.
Yeah.
And it was a 3-turn combo it was like unbelievable.
He's very slicey.
Unbelievable.
Super slicey.
Yeah.
Very controlled drifts. He does that John under the lip layback hack.
He's going to be world title. He's going to be world champion.
I think so too.
He wants it bad.
He's got another mouth to feed.
He wants it bad. And he's sick that he won in rippable waves doing airs and big carbs and stuff. Caroline Marks won the women's. Gabrielle Bryan was ripping too. Now I smell that fart that my dog let.
Your dog doesn't even care. It's just went to sleep. Like the fart put the dog to sleep. Dog farts are the worst.
I can't get enough of farts on Instagram. I'm sorry.
There's certain my
And I
based on
send you a lot of them.
based on what my friends send me in my messages
Yeah.
and what I open, my algorithm is so fucked up.
Filled with farts.
No, it's filled with terrible,
Violence,
horrible,
farts.
horrible things that no one needs to see, or it is bad.
I heard a pickup line. I was talking to one of my friends on like during the week, and she was telling me this guy was trying to pick up on her, and the pickup line was, "Let me look at your algorithm."
Really?
What if you were single and a girl said to you, "Let me look at your algorithm"?
It'd be like,
she'd be looking at it and go, "You're a murderer."
no, it'd be like
You're psycho.
you may need some help.
Yeah, well, I think you need help anyway.
It's bad.
Beyond
My algorithm is bad.
So the championship tour goes to Brazil next. John's in the lead for the dudes. Katie Simmers, I believe, is still in the lead. No. Who's in the lead for the women? Man, it's a blur.
Dude, you're so fried. You were so fried from like I can't like. Are you? How long are you home for now?
I'm home till Paris 2024, all the way till through July.
Shit ass.
In more WSL news, Xavier Huxtable got a perfect 20.
No relation to Cliff Huxtable.
No. He puts no one to sleep. His surfing is action-packed. Xavier Huxtable got a perfect heat at the QS in Nias, the Nias Pro. So we've been told this a few times, right, in the booth by producers and directors. There's a difference between a 10 and a perfect 10, right?
Really?
He got 2 perfect 10s.
What is the difference between a 10 and a perfect 10?
Because a 10 is, it could be a 10, a 9.8, a 10, a 9.7, and a 10. Still equals out to a 10. A perfect 10 is a 10, 10, 10, 10. That's 5 judges, 5 10s.
Like everyone's
He
in
got it
agreement.
twice.
Unanimous decision by the panel.
Congratulations.
Perfect
2
10.
crazy waves.
That's also I kind of was going to go and watch El Salvador one morning when it was off, and I ended up watching the Nias Pro, and dude, I can't believe people get to have a contest in those waves.
There.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Xavier's Huxtable's 2 waves. One of them was like a late airdrop into the barrel, and barrel, just come shooting out. And the very next wave was like extended bottom turn, stall, barrel, like crazy stuff. I just saw something online that, and I didn't. Obviously, you can bet on anything, but the betting odds for the Olympics are now open.
Oh shit!
Do you ever bet on? You don't seem to me like a betting type of guy.
I'm not really. Like I'll play like CeeLo with my kids at Christmas.
Yeah, like family gambling. But if you go to Vegas for a job or
Not
something,
really.
you don't bet.
Not really.
Do you bet on sports with friends?
No.
Because you don't know anything about
I don't know anything.
sports.
But this, I mean, the betting on the Olympic sports, especially like the skate and surf, I think is so funny. And look, the legendary tale of Jimmy Wilkins putting all of his money on Keegan Palmer to win the gold, and it was like, I think he bet $4,000 and won $40,000.
Is that true?
That's true. It's damn straight. It's true.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna bet because I'm working there. I don't think that's good form. You're not working on the surf.
Is that a rule?
I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. But if you're gonna bet on the Olympics, let's say you have a budget of $5,000. Who are you putting? You got to put $2,500. You got to put it all on one surfer, and you can do the obvious one, or you can put it on somebody that you think might come out of nowhere and win. Who are you betting on at the Olympics? Chill, Paul. Olympics. Might be pumping.
If it's pumping, oof, Medina. Because I feel
He's probably got good high odds.
He's
though.
got really.
If you put 5,000, you might win like 5,500.
I don't know.
I'll tell you who you should.
Who's your dark horse?
Ramsey Bookheim.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Bet on Ramsey. I'm just saying.
Okay. I take your word for it.
This is kind of crazy. I didn't know this still happened in especially in California.
We're done with competition news. Now we're moving into surf adjacent news. Because I have some surf adjacent news as well.
A kite surfer in Northern California was rescued from a remote stretch of beach after spelling help in the sand by using nearby rocks. This was in Davenport Beach, about 25 miles southwest of San Jose.
Yeah.
Was spotted by a passing private helicopter who called the authorities.
25 miles southwest of San Jose.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like that's like
It's
Monterey.
like in the city.
Yeah, like what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like,
it's just like a random stretch of beach. I don't know if the dude was hurt or not, but he was kite surfing.
Had to have been hurt.
He was kite surfing and he got stranded.
Had to have been hurt.
What if you're flying? So if you're flying by in a helicopter and you look down and you see it on a beach, Davenport, which is it's like Big Sur area.
No, it's not. It's north of Big Sur.
North of Big Sur.
Big Sur is like from San Jose, Monterey. Like even from Monterey, when you head into Big Sur, it's like a half an hour. This is like directly, like when you come over the 17 from San Jose, drops you like right. That's like Monterey or Santa Cruz.
By like Mavericks.
No. Mavericks is way north of that. You're talking like Capitola. So I don't know where this dude was. Does anyone know where Davenport Beach is?
Regardless of it's pretty amazing.
This guy sounds like a moron.
I mean, if he was injured, I get it, but if he was just being lazy and he's like, I'm over it, just help me, someone.
Check this out, Chris.
Okay.
Do you remember hearing about all of those orca attacks there was a group of orcas that were attacking boats?
Yes.
Okay. Turns out that the reason that the orcas have been attacking boats,
yeah,
and I quote, and this is from marine biologists, they were bored teenagers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were horny teenagers.
Well, doesn't that come along with that?
Horny and bored.
Horny and bored teenagers.
There's
so
no worse combination for mischief.
Bored teenage orcas have been sinking boats. Wait until they get a hold of fucking e-bikes. Then it is over for everyone in the ocean.
Yeah. Bored orcas. That would be a good band name. Bored orca.
Bored orcas? Like fucking dorcas.
The Switchfoot Broam is June 15th. It's going to be fun in the sun at Moonlight Beach. Stab is reporting that the Turtle Bay on the North Shore of Oahu, if you don't know, it's a very, for surfers,
Lava cake.
Mai Tais,
Lele's.
straight up blackout zone.
Mm-hmm.
Surfers have been going to Turtle Bay for years and years and years, decades and decades. Recently they got renovated and it kind of became out of the price range of a lot of surfers that go to the North Shore, unless you're like top pros.
Right.
But now it's just been sold for $725 million to the Blackstone Real Estate Group, or by Blackstone to host hotels. They're going to turn it into a Ritz-Carlton.
So it's going to become even more exclusive.
And I'm the Mai Tais at the moment, I believe, are around about $18. 2 of those you're blacked out. 3 of them you're either getting beat up or beating someone up or drowning in the pool. And then they're probably now going to be about $30.
Chris,
I think.
Piggybacking on what you're saying, this has nothing to do with that at all.
Okay.
This is a segment of the podcast we're going to call Todd's Topics. Do you have a song?
I thought it was Todd's rant.
No, Todd's
I thought it was Richard's rant.
No, Richard's rants when I'm angry at something.
Okay.
This is Todd's Topics.
Okay.
Chris, do you think that style is passed down genetically through bloodlines?
Yes and no.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
You say yes?
Yes.
So like the way that you get your mother's eyes or your father's nose or
style.
You do think that that's
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not
I think
identically, but
it's fascinating to me because like if you had bad style, then you just know your kids are going to end up with bad style.
I mean, I guess.
But like the Miller, like
right.
Chris Miller.
Yeah.
Zach's got great
Miller.
style.
Okay, you know what a good one is? So Christian Fletcher's style was like utilitarian, right? Wider stance, because he was inventing and doing the biggest, gnarliest airs of that generation. Grayson Fletcher has a wider stance and does some of the biggest, gnarliest airs of his generation, but on a skateboard.
Here's a great point. Gray T91 says that Tony Hawk, arguably doesn't have great style.
Right.
This is what he's saying, not my way.
I wouldn't say that.
But Riley does.
Right.
So, I guess you could inherit style from the woman's side of the family as well. And then,
definitely.
Case in point, Jimmy Wilkins. Jimmy Wilkins'
Does
mom.
his parents skate?
His mom was a ballerina. So he's inherited the vertical ballerina gene.
Right.
I don't know. I just think this kind of stuff is fascinating because, people like there's someone that I know in the water, and that has a really wide.
That's
like I'm riding a large horse when they surf, and their
so
son.
A friend of yours?
It's
an acquaintance. I know them.
Nondescript.
You know they have a bad style.
But then their son, has like a utilitarian, super wide stance.
That
style. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't know.
That's the part that I'm talking about.
Wait, we're both wearing white shirts?
So what? No, mine's off-white.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mine's like.
I just looked up.
Mine's like linen.
I didn't mean to interrupt this.
Anyway, I just think that it's fascinating because like, why would that be? Like, why would?
Let's think of more. Let's just think of a couple more. Okay, Joel Tudor has a beautiful style.
Yeah.
Tosh Tudor and Judah Tudor have beautiful styles.
Okay, whose dad has good style and they've ended up with shitty style?
I mean, I would, you know me, I wouldn't out anyone for having a really shitty
Do you
style.
can you think of it?
I can't think of it.
I can't really think of it either. If you guys know of any father who has good style,
Yeah, get negative in
and
Todd's
child who
comments.
has shitty style,
Todd wants you to go nag in his comments. Or
Todd's-
you can compliment people.
you can no.
According to a reliable source, speaking of a guy with great style, Clay Marzo signed a 2-year deal with Ruka, rumored to be around $50,000 a year.
Whoa.
His previous sponsors before this was Carve and Just Live. Before that, Clay was on Quicksilver forever as one of the young guns,
Mm-hmm.
and now he is going to be Ruka's marquee free surfer.
It's crazy that like 50 grand is like
10 years ago, that would have been like, oh my god,
you would have gotten that for like a
50 grand.
50 grand. You would have gotten
That was your wax sponsor.
yeah. It was kind of like it was your traction pad sponsor.
But
I'm not even joking.
Something's better than nothing.
Something,
right?
dude.
Well,
Believe me.
it's
But it's just crazy how the industry has like not a lot. I mean, I don't know. I still can't figure out like what is really happening.
I think it's sick for Clay because he's not expected to do anything but just be Clay and surf and
No,
film.
that's freaking awesome.
So
But
$50,000 to just surf and film is pretty rad.
no, it's great. But what I am saying is like where like so there's such a contrast between like the early 2000s and the late 90s and maybe even like 10 years ago in terms of like money and
Yeah.
the industry's bigger than it's ever like, you know, the industry likes to talk about how it's got troubles, and I'm sure it does, but all the problems are its own fault. But the industry is bigger than it ever has been.
Right.
Right? There's more outlets. There's more everything.
Sort of.
But see, that's the thing.
Is
It's
it
like,
though?
were
How
they?
much like is Quicksilver making now compared to 10 years ago?
But what the question that I have, and this gets to the root of it, is what really changed? Was it that these brands bit off more than they could chew, and they just, you know, they just pushed so hard into all these different places, or is it that there's just too many other companies out there that are not from within the industry that have taken over the sales that traditionally would belong to the quote unquote more endemic brands to the sports?
I think there's more options, there's more places to get your clothes, there's more brands, there's more people who surf but don't necessarily want to look like a surfer.
But wouldn't that be better for the brands, or do you think it's like really like the Hollister effect, or like in snowboarding the dope snow effect, where it's like Instagram and social media has opened this door for people to come in, knock your shit off like TemuWish.com style, and then just
I have a funny Temu story.
and just like throw it out there, and people don't know the difference between what is authentic and what is shit because the brands aren't really doing a very good job of portraying authentic, because authentic is now called gatekeeping. Shoot myself in the mouth, because it's so weird. It's like this vicious circle of you can't protect the culture and not have people come down on you for protecting the culture, which in fact protecting the culture would actually bring more money in. What the fuck is happening?
Well, jeez.
My brain just exploded.
It's okay.
I need another sip of Machu Picchu energy drink. The
Look.
only energy drink that gives you the boost midway through the
Look,
podcast
when
that
we
you
were-
absolutely need to make it happen.
When we were younger, it's almost like the choices you had if you wanted to be a surfer, skater, whatever, were, I don't want to say limited, they were, because there was a lot, but it was like Quicksilver, Rip Curl, Billabong, whatever, Ruka, you know, like all these brands, and it was like, okay, those are the brands that we as surfers or skaters like
Mhm.
pick from, and that's it. And then you go to the surf shop, or you go to whatever the mall shop, and like that's what people wore. And then all of a sudden people started getting eclectic styles, differing tastes, and now it's like you and I are both wearing plain white t-shirts. What is this hat? You're wearing a Quicksilver hat.
Mhm.
I'm wearing a band hat. So there's band shirts, there's thrift store shirt. It's just like it's just way more options, and no, I don't think anybody gives a shit to look like a surfer. I will tell you though, working in let's say the production crew for a WSL or an ISA event or a big event like that, where these guys and girls are surfers who work on these broadcasts mostly because they love surfing and they want to be a part of it.
Right, like you're not.
But
It's not a living. Dude.
But listen, they're wearing functional stuff like Florence, like Outer Known, like Patagonia. There's some brands like sun protection brands. They're wearing stuff. I'm plugged in.
Okay, well, keep going.
They're wearing stuff that's like made for the elements. Are you okay?
Fuck! I just crushed my hand.
Todd crushed his hand.
Anyway, sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
That's like a surf industry podcast.
I don't know. Well, I think it's worth talking about because this is the kind of thing that I have to I think about this stuff a lot.
Keep you up at night.
It doesn't keep me up at night, but it definitely affects what I get to buy these days.
You
But
don't buy shit. What are you talking about? What do you buy?
Well, I'm talking about the money.
What clothes do you buy?
I'm talking about the spice must flow, motherfucker. Like we need money, like in the industry to like let's say you, for example, or let's move this into a broader subject. The judges, okay, and there's always talk. Everyone's talking.
They're great.
Okay, they're great. I'm not attacking the judges. You just fuck up for a second. But like you have these judges, and they have to take the heat for making bad calls or perceived bad calls.
Okay.
But they're not really getting paid that much. The WSL or the snowboard, the whatever the fucking the FIS. They're like you get to go snowboarding, but like you told me, it's like you go to these contests and you want to go surfing and you're there with the best people on the fucking planet. You're not even gonna get a wave. So you like that portion of the carrot dangle sucks.
Are we still talking about clothes?
Kind of. I'm talking about money, like money being brought in. To like basically compensate.
Are you really that worried about it?
These are topics that people like to talk about.
But are you worried about it?
Am I worried about it?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like personally?
Yeah.
Money is fucking sweet. I don't know how you survive.
I mean, I barely survived, but I spend all my money on rock and roll T-shirts and candy.
You're not wearing one now.
Well, this is the same shirt I wore on the plane.
Okay.
I literally just got off it.
Hey, DJ Paul. Hey, Paul, what's up?
DJ Paulie D from Jersey Shore?
No, it's Tahoe legend.
DJ Paul.
He wants to know where's the money going, and that's a great question. Where is the money going? Because no one's paying for advertising in magazines anymore.
It used to be going up the surf industry.
Yeah, but fentanyl is a hell of a lot cheaper than that. So you're
everything.
saving money on all the fronts. So where's the money going?
What money?
The money that's coming in.
Whose money?
Chris, it's not like they're not making money.
Who?
Them.
Who's them?
The brands.
Who's on first? Like what?
I'm just saying.
Who? Quicksilver?
Stop it.
Hurley?
Yes. Them. Those people.
Well, we don't know what their pronouns are, so if you would ask them what their pronouns are, they might he.
I'm gonna fucking
she. I don't know.
Squirt this in your face.
You want to talk about Stab High for a second?
Yep.
It's coming up.
Patty Party has been invited to Stab High. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Patty Zhao. Invited to Stab High. She will destroy that now too.
Oh yeah. Can't wait. That was just announced. You need a Stab High premium account or a friend with one that you can go to their house.
Stab High or just Stab?
Stab premium account to watch Stab High Japan.
When is it?
June 21st and 22nd.
I'm busy those days.
But remember it's in Japan, so don't mix up the days. If you're in the United States, the first day of competition is on the 21st. You can place bets on betonline.ag, which is something new. 36 pros, 10 ladybirds, 10 bottle rockets. You know most of the names for the pros. Some names you might not be familiar with that are going to be really cool. Oscar Berry, Kaito Ohashi. Ivan Florence is in there. Eli Bukes. Levi Slauson got in there. Dakota Walters. Albie Layer's back. Huey Vaughn, Joel Vaughn. Parker Coffin. Jake Kelly. Sheldon Paishon. Nick Marshall just got the call up for Ladybirds. Patty Zoo's in it. It's going to be sick. Patty Party's on. Bottle Rockets.
Bottle Rockets with young men under 16.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. And lastly, I want to give Beach Grit some credit. I know sometimes bag on them for being super nag, but Chaz Smith did a great interview with Chloe and Dino. Chloe was honest. Chaz asked some great questions. I really enjoyed it. It was just nice and simple, good, clean, fun, a great conversation. So good job, Chaz and Beach Grit and Chloe.
Let's move on
to the mid-show ad block.
Okay, go.
Bubs Naturals at Bubs Naturals. I had Bubs every single day of my trip, and I used hydration and I used the collagen and the MCT brain oil. That's why I probably sounded so smart on the broadcast. We also got New Greens, another thing that I used on my trips, because you know when you're traveling, Todd, and you're tired and you're in airports and airplanes and you get sick, this helps you not get sick.
New Greens has everything you
You're
need.
blocking one sponsor with another sponsor.
Listen to this shit, Chris. Go to my Instagram right now. I did that little fucking Todd talk the
Did
other
you
day.
huff it again?
I did that Todd talk about,
I think you'd get a lot more views if you huffed it again.
about why I like New Greens. But I just put a photo up on my story a little while ago, and there's a photo of the owner and founder Devin Ryerson doing the sickest weird freaking crail at the Squaw Valley Pipe back in, I think it's probably like 91. It is so sick. And that's why I back it. It's because Devin's OG skate, surf, snow, and look,
and also it's good for your health.
and it's good for you.
whatnot.
But for me, I kind of back it more for the people that are involved.
Yeah,
I've
you
done
tend
some.
to do that. That's why you love this podcast so much, for the person.
I back it
involved.
for the people.
Pedal Electric at pedal.electric, best e-bikes out in the world. Vessel shipping, vessel.com at Vessel on the gram. I am going to make an explainer video this week because I've got some stuff to ship out, including stickers to AVE Art. Also, Mint Tours, which we're going to be talking a lot about in Snow News. Big news from Mint Tours and diecutstickers.com. We had a new sticker coming out. It was created by myself. It was conceptualized by Todd Richards. This is a collab for the ages. It's going to be
It's a
awesome.
good freaking sticker.
It's going to make me look real stupid.
All right.
Skate News brought to you by Opus Footwear. Epicly Later'd just dropped an absolute hammer.
Patrick O'Dell he's a genius when it comes
He's a
to
genius.
putting these things together.
I
And
think it's the best episode yet.
it is the best episode.
Anthony Van Engelen.
Unbelievable. It's really cool. It is a roller coaster of highs and lows. Plus, you get interviews with Jason Dill, which is always wonderful.
I mean, it's the best. If you're, it's not even, you don't even have, I don't think you even have to be a skate nerd or necessarily even a hardcore skater. If you're any interest involved in a human interest story, in redemption story, rock and roll, like rock documentary style, this Epicly Later'd is amazing, and it's just right there on YouTube. And also another awesome mini documentary / interview, Ian Michna for Jenkem. Got the scoop of a lifetime, an interview he's been trying to get for 5 years since Jenkem first started.
With who?
The legendary Sreve Rocco.
Dude, here's crazy topic. So we do like this men's meetup group
Okay.
every Friday here in Encinitas.
Okay.
It's like a bunch of people, industry fucking
Am I invited
dorks.
this Friday?
You can come if you want to.
Oh, I'd love to be invited.
But there's just a bunch of
Oh wait, hold on.
What?
Sorry, I missed this in surf
Sorry.
news. And this is big news. The
Literally-
book of
literally.
surfing. Look at this beautiful book right here.
What's in it?
This is from Rizzoli Press. This is a book with stories about surfing. It's brought to you by Brightland. It's written by the guy, Ben Mundy, who's a bro. And look, I mean, you talk about beauty, Todd. You talk about
Did you get two or just one?
just one. It can live on my coffee table book. This right here is very cool.
This looks great.
This is going to be on my coffee table. It's going to be on my Instagram. I mean, it's got everything in it.
Ooh, that looks good. Anyway.
Ben Mondi, thank you for the book. Rizzoli, what did I say? Rizzoli makes these beautiful coffee table books. Look at this thing. Look at the girth on that, buddy. That's all surfing right there.
Over here.
Great cover, too.
No one watches YouTube. Over here.
Ben Mondi, thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, so
Don't put it on your side. You're not taking it home.
I'm
You
not
tried to.
Stop.
We're about talking about skate news.
Oh, I was saying that we have this men's group that gathers every Friday and we just get together and talk shit. And dude, Rocco, it was rumored that Rocco was actually going to join us last Friday by virtue of he was coming down to meet somebody else. That would have been the weirdest thing. I would have had so many questions.
I loved in his interview. I loved in his interview that he was basically saying, he's like, look, the documentary that they made about me was supposed to be about World Industries, and it was made all about me. There's other things written and blah blah blah. He's like, people made him out to be this like evil genius that like took over the skate industry, and all at the end of the day, the whole thing was he was just a skater,
He's a dude.
and he's brilliant.
He's
and,
a marketing manipulator.
Yeah, he's a no, I think manipulator, marketing master.
Master manipulator.
In a good way.
In the best way for him.
Not
Look,
for you.
I'm just saying, like I love what he did because I'm a big fan of disruptors in any sense of things.
Yeah.
And he had a plan, and he executed the plan.
Yeah.
And it was it made a lot of people really prickly, and I thought that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, I just love he was like, so the dude Ian Michna makes rad documentaries. We talked about him before for Jenkem. So he gets like a Zoom interview a couple different times, and then finally Rocco invites him to Hawaii, and they hang out in Hawaii and they play board games, and it's great. Go to jenkem.com. And we got to give a huge shout out to Skate Like a Girl, who put on the 12th edition of Wheels of Fortune. It was a huge hit. It was up in Seattle. Bunch of pros. We're talking about karaoke. It's got some like King of the Road kind of vibes to it. Some challenges, treasure hunts. Of course, the Alex White was a big part of it. And you got to check it out on...
Okay, that's wild.
What?
That right there.
What does it say?
You read it. Read who just joined.
Jawbreaker the band.
Jawbreaker the band just joined. Okay, that's fucked up, dude.
Jawbreaker the band just joined. We'll give him a wave.
Hey, how do you do it?
Look, Todd's all nervous now.
Dude, it's weird.
Todd's nervous.
Hi.
Hi, Jawbreaker.
It's no secret that Jawbreaker is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite band of all time. So, hey, what's up, dudes?
Hey, do you guys remember when you wrote Dear You? That was cool.
All right, so we on?
Oh, look at this guy.
Where are we on now?
Tony Hawk can join the thing. You could have freaking Kelly Slater on here. Todd does not care.
Now you're making
Jawbreaker comes on, and look at this guy.
Now you're making it a thing. Don't make it a thing.
Okay, just act natural, Todd.
Everyone be cool. What else you have to say? Snow News is brought to you by @Newgreens. If you're feeling like shit, more likely than not, it's your diet. And the only way that you're going to fix yourself is by upping your diet game. Newgreens can help you do that.
I want to be a boat.
Chris? There is 7 feet of snow coming straight towards South America right now.
No. That's not the biggest news.
It is the biggest news because it relates to the other news that we're going to have. 7 feet of snow heading to South America. They already had an early opening due to 4 feet of snow, so Chile is looking insanely good.
That's way more than 9 inches.
Now,
of snow.
Our big news.
The big reveal, the big drop, the big announcement. Everyone's been talking about it. Everyone's been waiting to know how they can go on the best snowboarding trip of their life, how they can get to be friends with Todd Richards and maybe Chris Coté. They want to know.
Are you going to go on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here it is, folks. The dates are out for the first ever, the first annual, the biggest, the best, the most action-packed, awesome week of your life. The Monday M.A.S.S Japan Tour with Mint Tours of Japan. We're talking January. Write this. Get a pen. Get paper. January 12th to the 18th. That's 6 nights, 5 days of riding. Base in Asahikawa. Same Epic Hotel we were at. January 12th through the 18th. Limited to 12 people. Our guy, Chad Otterstrom, the best guide in town's going to be there. Jeremy's going to be filming. We're going to have photos. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have the best trip of your life.
Best leisure powder / food excursion you can ever go on.
With 2 of the best people you could ever want to travel with.
And then us.
I want some old friends to come, but I also want some new friends to come. So if you have ever wanted to go snowboarding in Japan, let me tell you, you don't have to be pro like Todd. You can be bro like me and still have the trip of your life. The best way for you to get involved is to go to @MintTours, hit them off with a DM. It might have just filled up.
Yeah.
To be honest, it might already be full.
Anyway.
We just dropped that, and now it might already be full.
Yeah, there's been so many people that have been inquiring about it, and I'm not just shitting you because
it's gonna fill up.
It's really so if you have any interest in going, sign your shit up. Chris, I've got other news.
It can't be better than that.
Okay, it's Well, there's a couple. Scotty James made a baby. He put a baby in his wife. And this is a congratulations out
God,
to
like
them.
in a half pipe switch?
No, he just put a baby right in there. I don't know if switch or not.
It's probably switch.
Switch baby?
Probably just switch. I don't know.
I don't think you can put a baby.
He's super technical.
You can't make a baby switch.
No, that's awesome. He's such a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. I saw the Instagram announcements, and I love how much fun he has on the gram. He's just a lovable,
he's an influencer.
joyful guy.
He's an influencer. Chris, also, Shaun White has a contest series.
I have Shaun White news.
About to drop. Did
What
you know
is
that?
it?
He has it's starting this next season, so it's 2025 will be the first event. It'll be a half pipe invite only event. And then as he moves on to 2025-2026 season, we are talking slopestyle, half pipe, a multi-stop tour, perhaps even a feeder event into the Olympics. Although I don't know how that's going to work, because if it's invite only,
Like this?
yeah, you palm up. If you're feeding a horse, you always go palm up. If it's going to be a feeder event into the Olympics, that's...
You know what feeding the horses you've listened for?
Stop. Anyway,
Just a question.
Shaun White has an event.
Well,
It's
that
great.
just made me realize something ding-dong-ish of us that we missed. It's
What?
also pretty big skate news.
What?
Rockstar Energy.
Oh
Portland.
yeah, the Rockstar. So there's some new players in the space right now.
Mhm.
There's been rumors since Dew Tour is no more. There are people racing to put something where the vacuum has been created. And I mean, it's like, look, X Games can only do so much, and they ain't doing much. So there's a huge opportunity with Dew Tour gone for Rockstar to come in and create a rumored 3-stop skate, 3-stop snow tour. Plus, if Shaun White has multi-stop tours, plus we have the Grand Prix and snowboarding. So
Yeah.
it's looking like we could have another
Resurgence.
a resurgence of competitions, and I think it's great for the riders, especially the ones that like to compete, because they can't really make any money these days.
We got money for you.
Not us.
Well, so the Rockstar Portland skate event sounds and looks insane. If you go to Transition Productions on the gram, they just dropped the trailer for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
And it looks core and cool, and I hope we get to go, Todd.
I know, that'd be sick. When is it?
August.
There's still some
So
time.
we have time. We'll be talking about that.
There's
a
still
lot.
some time, Kemp. There's still time, Kemp. You can get us. You can slot us
Don't
right in
dox
there.
him.
Wait.
You were talking about Shaun White, and I had some random snow news. You know, I like to just Google snowboarding news. This popped up. Let me tell me if you think this is accurate. A random web search of snow news brought up an article about Shaun White's net worth. It's currently $55 million. Does that sound right? Is that realistic or too much? Too low?
I think it sounds about right.
That's a good number.
Does it really matter after the first 15 million?
Don't ask me.
I don't know. Anyway, here's some other news, Chris. If you go to www.snowslang.com,
Oh.
you can increase your vocabulary about what they say on the slopes.
Give me some
Okay,
examples.
so Chris,
Yeah.
here are some examples. If you're on, this is like if you're going to be on this trip with us, you need to be able to carry a conversation with.
We gotta know how to talk like a snowboarder.
Right. You could start with this: a bad day on the slopes beats a good day at work.
Sick.
Or you could hit him with other classics like, if you're not falling, you're not learning. You like that one?
I know about that one.
All right. How about this one?
This is really hip.
I love big dumps, and I cannot lie.
And that's not the thing about poo. That's snowboarding.
My drug of choice is white powder.
Dude, same.
How's this one?
Japanese pow.
Let it snow.
Frozen. Elsa.
My life is going downhill. Who the fuck? How does it
Where did you find that?
It's
You went trolling.
no, I didn't. I just found this, but like.
You know what those remind me of? Those little like wooden signs.
Yes,
that
is
people
this
have around
is
their
this
house.
where they get where they can crochet shit into a tapestry? You
That sounds
hang.
very Etsy to me.
Yeah.
Well, I have some better snow news than that.
All right, what?
Dungeons of Hinterberg is a new action-adventure RPG set to release in July. It takes players on a monster-filled trip through the Austrian Alps with snowboarding, climbing, ziplining adventures, all possible. The game puts players in control of Luisa, a law trainee on vacation in Austria, as she attempts to conquer the dungeons of Hinterberg. She's packed both her sword and her snowboard for this trip,
I found swords.
with the ability to fight monsters while taking advantage of a whole bunch of magic. That's what we're talking about. I saw a gameplay video. It looks fun, Todd.
That sounds like horse shit. First of
Why do
all,
you hate actual video games with
You
snowboarding
can't-
and swords?
Chris, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times.
You have not seen it.
You
Why are you
cannot. You're not. You can't mix genres.
mad? You're angry.
You can't mix. We're going snowboarding with
Hold on a second.
with fucking swords
You can't
and
mix
dragons.
genres.
No, you can't mix genres.
Okay, so then guess what? Any game that you have that's the Old West but also has lasers in it, you can't play
I
because
don't
you just
play
said
those.
that.
I don't play those.
Yeah, you did.
No, I don't. I've never played an old
You don't
West.
play any mixed genre games.
No.
I don't believe you.
You can't. Like I don't like these. I don't like any story that has
Why
like
can't you?
the hip teenager from modern times goes back into medieval times. Like no.
That was a great movie.
It's
What
like-
are you talking about? A knight and a king and knights something?
Fuck this Freaky Friday shit. Give me dragons. And
Well,
speaking of that,
if
Nerd News is brought to you
People who play the
by
Dungeons of Hinterberg want to give us what is RPG?
role playing game. Did you know that there's a
I
new
didn't know Todd doesn't like role.
Did you know there's a new Tony Hawk Pro Skater coming out?
Did
you also-
get angry about that?
Did you also know that there's a new the new skate is about to drop and it's been being shadow dropped little nuggets here and there. I know that we have some friends that are all getting these watches and different things from a fictional company called Metacorp.
I never got anything.
Well, you didn't get them, but we know people around
I'm a Tony Hawk Pro
in
Skater
the
guy.
industry that have been getting these light shadow tease drops of the new skate game.
Okay.
And apparently, like Metacorp is going to be the big baddie in the game,
Dude.
which is also another like what. So now you're crossing genres again. Like you've got like
You know, Todd's
there's a
mad.
big baddie coming after you. Why
Rant
can't
on.
you just go and skate the freaking city and like cops come after you?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater all day on top.
What is this guy saying? This is Carlos. I hate when the names are all. How do you say that? Carlos Altamira.
Well, you're not gonna like that
Altamirano.
question. I'll tell you that much.
Have you heard the new 311 single? Jawbreaker, you hearing this shit? You hearing this shit? People dropping 311.
Carlos, Jawbreaker's watching, and you're bringing
Don't-
that up.
Don't bring 311 into this conversation.
Don't ever. You know Todd doesn't like that.
You want to sink this?
You want to hurt his? You want to hurt him?
You want to sink this boat? You want to sink this boat? You keep
Did we
bringing up
say Nerd
311.
News brought to you by Vessel Shipping?
VesselShipping.com. Hey, the boys is back. We've got a crazy lineup of shows currently happening.
Did you see what just happened on the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah, they dropped the banners for House Targaryen. That's insane.
Todd's little nerd bone just popped right out of his...
So we've got. Let's
Body.
just go through what we have watching at my house right now. Well,
Okay.
so the Acolyte popped last week, the new Star Wars one.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. It's a solid
Is it
5.
live action or cartoon?
Live action. I wish
Okay.
it was cartoon. The cartoon seems like I have better thought put into them now
Okay.
than live
Ooh,
action.
burn.
We have Dark Matter. Dark Matter is the crazy one that's on Apple that deals with multiverses. So good. It's
Also, if you wipe with toilet paper that's too thin and you don't know exactly sure what's on your
Mhm.
finger.
Yeah.
Dark Matter.
That's called What's the Matter. It's a new game show where I let you snip my fingers and you can tell me what was in it.
Okay, Dark
Then
Matter.
we
Acolyte.
also have The Boys,
Okay.
which comes out this weekend, and on Sunday we start House of the Dragon season 2. What am I gonna do? But it seems like there's a lot of shows to watch.
I watched a show called Tires.
Oh my god,
I think it's on Netflix.
we come from such a high. We're on such a high.
It's actually super
We're such a
funny,
high,
Todd. I'm sorry
and
it's not
Oh,
nerdy.
that's with
Yeah.
what's his name?
Yeah, the comedian.
What's his name? Anyways.
It's really funny. It's on Netflix. It's called Tires. And before Todd started hating on it for no reason, it's actually really funny and I recommend it.
Shane Gillis. That's
Shane
it,
Gillis, yeah. Gillish.
Oh,
Gillis.
thank you for grading 91. Yes,
Yeah,
Shane
it's
Gillis.
really funny. That show's great. A bunch of new music has come out. The new Shellac record is
It's
out,
really good.
and it is amazing.
The first track
Bro,
is fucked up good.
Calling All Trains.
If you have a stereo system that has like an
Uh,
like immersion mode,
Guess what?
immerse yourself in it.
Guess what, Todd? It sounds better on vinyl. I'm just gonna
It
tell you
feels.
that.
Does it sound warmer?
And I had it a few weeks ago.
you
It
gotta-
sounds better on vinyl.
You
and
gotta
I've
let
already had it.
let the tubes warm up before it really starts to sound warm.
I was listening to it on vinyl weeks ago. Todd.
Alright.
I have some. Do you have any more nerd news? You
No, let's go
nerd.
to commercials.
Commercials.
Let's cut to commercial. Let's go to questions. Questions are brought to you by Hanson Surfboards here in Encinitas. If you're in Encinitas, stop at Hanson Surfboards. You can get yourself a straw hat and some trunks.
And some sunbum.
Maybe
and
some
Obus
maybe some
footwear.
makes sense incense. I don't know.
Whatever you got, bro. And we've got some questions here. I already
You gonna start?
photocopied them. If you want to just chill for a second, should we just poach bomb holes
Should we
questions?
just take bomb holes questions?
This is from Light Sodium 666. Who are some of the men and women who you are most stoked to see at Stab High and why? Also, what kind of tricks do you want to see done proper on a surfboard? I'm excited to see that young Japanese kid, Reiki.
Yeah, the one that does like
That does the
tuck
tricks
in
that we
ears
wanna
and
see.
Japanners and.
Excited to see Patty Party. I always like to see Noah Dean.
I just want to see Patty Party interviews. Those are more important to me than because we know that she riffs. I just want people to interview her.
You know who's done some of the best Patty Party interviews ever done?
Mary Walsh.
Me.
Oh, you.
But I wasn't invited to Stab High, so.
So you were not. Chris, if you're not falling, you're not learning.
That was a great question, Light Sodium 666, the homie. And I've got more. DC Jones. Hey, Chris. We know your stance on the age of children being indoctrinated into action sports, but what about cats and dogs? And is that age measured in human or cat and dog's years? My take on cats and dogs doing action sports.
Do you think they like it?
I think, well, it's proven that dogs like to have a job. So I think in certain cases, dog surfing and dogs on skateboards is awesome. Sometimes I see videos of dogs getting pushed into waves that are straight closeouts onto the sand, which I don't think is great for the dogs. As far as cats go, I wouldn't think a cat would want to go surfing. I would not want to see a kitten snowboarding. I think that's kitten abuse.
I've definitely seen, like, just recently I saw a dog on a skateboard go down like 30 stairs.
Oh, that's Murdy.
What the hell?
That dog likes it.
Yeah, but like, what is like?
What is life?
What is like for a dog? The dog likes a treat. I mean, I don't know. I really want to get to the bottom of it. We have any pet psychiatrists out there?
Any pet lovers out there? I know that dog. I know that dog you're talking about. That's Murdy.
What else you got?
Escape. Devin Curran, what up? This is a great question. Frontside or backside, airs or grinds?
Ooh, for me.
Yeah, let's make it about us.
What is it? What am I saying?
Like, do you like going frontside or backside? Do you like doing airs or grinds?
I like doing backside airs and I like doing frontside grinds.
I like doing frontside airs and backside grinds.
Okay.
I like watching backside airs and backside grinds. This guy again who you love. Local tippage. Love that name. WOK Let It PJ something. Mom and pop ski resorts to take a snowboard trip next winter. Any suggestions? Asolite. Love it or hate it, not sure yet.
Acolyte, you dumb shit.
Me?
You just called it Asolite.
What day is it? Huh?
The new episode of the Applelight.
Yeah, okay, who's in the dumb shit? Now you dumb shit.
Acolyte drops today.
Mom and pop ski resorts to go to. Todd.
Oh, I know a bunch of them, and they happen to be in Asahikawa, Japan.
Oh.
For the mid-tours
At
Monday
mid-tour.
M.A.S.S session, you can go there.
This is the first
That is
time.
where the Monday M.A.S.S will be right after Christmas, but I can tell you what,
Todd's a real sponsored dream, isn't
there's
he?
so many mom and pop ski areas still in Japan because they are subsidized by the government, and that is the only way that they can still maintain their operation.
Well, let's
because
say
here,
Walker Tippy J can't go there. Do you have one in America you can go to?
support Mount Baldy here outside of outside Los Angeles and San Diego.
All right.
Mount Baldy's the shit.
It's Just don't go on the day Todd goes, or else he'll... Adam Etzart, still got that sticker back for you. I'm sorry, I've been out of town. Monday M.A.S.S question: what part of summertime do you look forward to the most? Ooh. I like
September.
The end of summer.
Right when they go back.
The end of summer, those beautiful evenings, those beautiful afternoons on the beach, just laying there with your dude or with your lady or with your kids, and it's like, it's still warm and you're kind of crispy.
It's
you
hot.
don't want to leave yet. The end of summer.
I like when the air is.
It's dog shit out here today.
I like when the air is super still in September and there's no wind and it's hot and there's little waves, and that's usually like mid end September. Kids are back at school.
This is a functional question. Hanali, what's up, Hanali? Good to hear from you as always. What have you personally found to help with healing from bruises and scrapes?
Arnica.
Hanali got smoked doing something.
Arnica for bruises, and then for cuts and scrapes, it's gonna sound weird, but Manuka honey.
Oh, if you get cut by the reef, you squeeze a lime on them.
Oh, pick one lime.
I tend to, if I get scabs, I think picking at them a lot.
What? You pick
the scabs.
You pick scabs?
No, your answers were great. Honolulu doesn't deserve my. This is we just touched on this last. You remember the Todd's Photoshop he did of me last week was a guy eating hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Joey Chestnut has been banned, or he will not be participating in this year's big hot dog eating contest because guess what? The hot dogs are vegan.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Joey Chestnut is banned because he wants vegan hot dogs?
No, he says he will not participate because he's banning himself.
He's got to have the meat.
Gotta have the meat.
Joey Chestnut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for us today.
One more question from Ryan Hargrave. Come on, it's Ryan Hargrave.
All right, what's up, Ryan? Ryan just
does the WSL broadcast head of state ask you to minimize your musical influences during surf broadcast?
Ooh,
no.
No.
I get to do as many as I want. I choose selectively, and I want to send a shout out to the few of you out there that recognize the Queensryche musical shout out, as well as the B-52s. I said to people that were sitting out there in silent lucidity, a couple of people got that, and I said, Gabriel Medina's sitting out there in his own private Idaho, and some smart fans caught that. So
that's crazy that you try to do that, because I just try to work in as many Anchorman quotes as I possibly can into my broadcast.
One more question. This is a quickie. Okay, this is from Anonymous. When you and Todd go to work events, does any part of you miss being in the competition?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't miss being in surf contests. They're so stressful.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I always really like the couple days lead up to the contest where you're riding with everybody and there's like that energy when you're trying to get your line down. I don't really miss being in the bid.
Pressure.
I don't miss the being in the bid.
Yeah, I don't miss the pressure. But I think when you watch, it's probably different for snowboarding, but when you watch a surf contest and there's two people out in perfect 6 foot waves at Punta Rocas and it's glassy and it looks like...
Do you find your legs twitching?
Yeah.
My legs
That's when I miss. That's when I miss it, even though it's never happened to me. But or like watching a contest at lowers and it's perfect and there's no one out.
Right.
But I don't miss that pressure. I like talking about it. It's way more fun.
It is more fun because then you can complain and say.
You want to stop talking today?
We're done here
for a while.
We'll see you guys next week. This has been the Monday M.A.S.S. Today is June 11th. Peace out, dorks.